Thinking Misery Index. It is about who has the best or worst thinking abilities. Here, we have actually developed a scale, a circular scale, in which we show the different zones of the planet. You can see we have the frigid zone with the eyes, the cold zones, temperate, and then tropical zones. So there are 5 different zones of the planet in which humans inhabit. So what you are seeing in this video here is precisely the essence of how we think as well and how we behave. Now, if you have a problem with that, you should be able to understand the dynamics that exist within these different zones of the earth. In the frigid zones, you see ice. People are in constant cold weather. And so what is their concern? Well, their concern is to be able to find heat, which means that they have to either go down south to the tropics where there is plenty of heat, or they have to improvise the tropics in the north. So therefore they have to focus. They have to focus on their ability to exist. Their main concern is to focus and focus and focus. How do we exist? And so here, what I'm showing you in this video is the scale that we have put together at the Dohgon. The scale, as you see, goes from +5 to +1, and then you have the 0, and then the other scale goes from -1 to -5. Now the scale that goes from +5 to +1 we call the cycles measure. Now the cycles measure is the measure of the cycles of focus per second. Cycles of focus per second, that's what the cycles measure is. And therefore the cycles of focus per second measure, that goes to people who exist in the north, Europeans. So Europeans are concerned about how they exist, and so their potential is to focus and focus. So that's why we have the cycle of focus to measure their thinking. So now when we come down to the tropics, where everything, I mean, as you see in the video here, in the tropics you have all the grasslands, you have all the bush, all the animals, all the creatures, every kind of species of creature you find in the tropics around the equator. So those who inhabit that part of the planet don't have to worry about survivability. They don't have to worry about food because they got plenty of natural food around them. Fruits, vegetables, tubers, roots, animals, everything is there. So they don't have to worry about existence. They don't have to worry about the weather. So they have enough time to think about spirit. Remember that now. People who live around the equator have enough time to think about spirit, and this is the reason why you see the curve going from 0 down to -5. Going down to -5 is in the negative, so we start from -1, -2, negative, and so forth to -5. So the negative means that these people are constantly in search of something that is abstract. Negative means abstract. Negative doesn't mean bad. Negative means abstract. Negative means concentration. So that's why we call this particular curve that goes down the cyclone. cycles of concentration. So the people who live in this particular area around the equator, the Africans mostly, Africans have what we call the cyclone measure. The cyclone is the measure of your cycles of concentration per second. And so once your cycle of concentration measure is high, then that means that you are more in touch with spirit, and so therefore you have creativity. So the people of Africa have creativity, whereas the people of Europe don't have creativity, but they have innovation. In other words, the people of Europe have to come down to Africa to take what the Africans create and then go and innovate on it. And that's the reason why all the papyri that you have in Africa are in Europe. Everything, every artifact that you have in Africa is in Europe. Because the Europeans can't think to create, they have to focus to innovate. Remember now, this is where the difference exists between creativity and focus. So, this information, my friend, is coming from our book, Idea Creation. Get this book now. My mighty queen asked me to proofread this book, and I'm only on page 12. And I have already prepared two videos on this book. This book is powerful. Get this book. It is Idea Creation. Plus also we have 100 plus questions on your brain. Go to Dohgon University and check these books out. We have plenty of worthy information to improve you. Plus, when you buy this book, we will burn these videos for you, so you have the videos on DVD plus the book. I'm Professor Momo. Nama.